All right, and I think we are live. What's up, everybody? It's Danny and Gray. We got Josh here and Octane. We are coming back again tonight for our weekly podcast, episode 2, and we're going to be talking about Fontana tonight, recapping the Xfinity and Cup Series race, and then we'll talk a little bit about maybe next week and stuff. And got a lot of storylines tonight. We were kind of touching bases on before we went live. So you want to stick around because I'm sure a lot of you guys want to hear my explanation to what I thought about the Chase Elliott incident. But hey, I'm happy, but I'm not happy about yesterday. And Josh knows what I'm talking about. So I don't know. Is he muted? No, that's
yeah,
him.
I'm here.
Oh, yeah, I got you. He had turned it off. I was kind of confused there. Let me make sure that have y'all got YouTube pulled up?
Yeah, we're on.
All right, there we go. Jamie was here earlier saying hi. We got 4 watching. Don't know if Roger Riggs is in here yet, but he told me he was going to drop in. What's up, Outlaw? But what do you guys want to start with tonight? I mean, is there anything you want to touch bases on off subject? I mean,
how about qualifying's back?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, and it showed. I mean, I don't necessarily. I think NASCAR played up the next gen car about lower class teams being able to compete, but I think it was more along the lines of middle of the road teams can compete. I mean, I guess Rick Ware, Garrett Smithley did finish on the lead lap still.
Right. Didn't BJ McLeod as well?
Yeah. So I guess on that aspect of things, but they don't have. There's still the definition. I mean, it's not blatant, but they're still basically park and ride, park and start and park teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there on the lower funded teams. I had high hopes. One that stood out to me, I really like BJ a lot. And I was, I'm still, that's just a second race, so a lot can happen. But I'd like to see him get a top 10 or top 5. That'd be cool. But yeah, qualifying is back, and it brings back a lot of old memories. I can't wait till I can get to a track later on. We'll be at Bristol, and I just wonder what that's going to hold for us getting autographs. It seems like that's going to be a lot better.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll find out here in a couple of months. So.
Right.
Are you going to Spring Bristol?
Yeah, I'm going to the dirt race. I got weekend tickets.
Nice.
Yeah, I plan on being up there. Most likely, Friday and Saturday. It's gonna be a crazy week
and I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there Saturday and Sunday. My dad bought me tickets for Christmas, so I'm taking my dad. And,
what's up, Metal Mike?
We're not gonna do a lot of autographing. It's mainly there just to hang out and watch some races and probably drink some beers.
I'm excited with Bristol because that's the place to get the autographs. You've seen that, Josh. So
yeah, and like I said, I do still the truck race for sure. That's Saturday. I'm for sure going to at least be over there for an hour or 2 before the race. It's the next day with all the cup. I'm not sure. There just might be so much going on that me and my dad might want to do something. I don't know, but
right. And then, it's gonna be crazy. Like I was saying, for that week, I'll be there, and then right after, I'll go to Martinsville. Is that the week before? No, that's the week
Martinsville.
After. The week after.
Yeah.
I think. No, that's the week
I thought it was the week before.
It's the week before, yes. So I'll be there. Will Danny be making a formal? No, I will not. No, I will not. Anyways, then I'm thinking of going to NHRA at the end of the month for that 4-wide nationals. I've really considered it. I don't know how all that works, but I'm thinking about doing a Friday and seeing how it works out, because I like it because the tickets are pit passes, and I've never been to NHRA, so it's right there in Charlotte. I just don't know how the format works. I need to look more into it. I mean, I've watched it on TV.
From looking on social media, they're all pretty accessible.
Right.
Well,
Which
some-
I'm
somebody-
just saying, I don't know what happens on a Friday.
I think that's just practice and qualifying rounds for the most part.
And I
Because I think they have multiple qualifying rounds.
wouldn't that be like the best day if you're going to try and go see people?
Probably,
Yes.
and it'll probably be the least packed.
Exactly. That's my theory. So, I mean, I want to see some racing action too. Don't get me wrong, but I
Oh, you still will. I mean, there'll still be, when they do the qualifying, they still have all the lanes. I don't know about the 4 wide, but I mean, there'll still at least be a couple running at the same exact time.
Right.
Well, not only that, but you get all the classes as well, all the comp classes and all the hobby classes and all that. So you get more for your money, I think.
And you'll probably have some of the local classes there as well, I would imagine.
Right. Speaking of how everything transpired, we'll touch bases on the Cup qualifying. Y'all said Cup qualifying. How about the practice? Man,
Yeah.
it was a nightmare, really, though, at the end with the qualifying.
I'm going to double down on what I said about that rear quarter panel. That is not long enough. There's not enough surface area there. It did not help Harrison Burton when he went over on his lid, and it's not helping with the side force. It just gusts of wind are making cars spin out. That's kind of ridiculous to me.
Well, I tell you what it reminds me of is if we go back to 1986 when they changed all the General Motors cars to be more aerodynamic like the Fords. The Pontiac was the one that took the biggest hit, and it had this huge back window and a very, very small trunk. So there was very little air getting to the spoiler, and like Josh alluded to, the quarter panels were also a little smaller, or from the wheel well back was really small, so there was not a lot of place for the air to hit and stabilize the back of the car.
Yeah.
I just don't see how that wasn't caught in wind tunnel. All this testing. I mean, even when they were testing, they must, that just proves that they weren't riding that right on the edge of wrecking while they were testing that car. They were taking it sort of easy.
We all can agree on one thing here. If we don't agree on anything else, this car was rushed. I think
absolutely.
It's proven itself. I mean, with anything, like if I got a new phone here, and they got an update to it, we're going to have to get those bugs out of it, but it's just been so much.
I get there's going to be growing pains, but I think I don't know how many weeks we should give it before we start panicking, saying, "Oh my God, this car really sucks." But man, if you're NASCAR right now, you have to be thinking what kind of disaster this could possibly be, and I think the only way to fix it is what they're trying to avoid is getting these teams involved,
right?
To help fix the issues. But NASCAR wants to avoid that because they want their hands off of it as least amount of least amount possible.
Right. Well, at least it seems like from what I've been hearing, they're trying to come up with a way to get this solved with the spinning out and you can't move situation. Because I'm telling you, if I was in the car and I was a driver, it would be so hard for me to not jerk that window net down, get out with my helmet, and just sling it up on the car, just pissed off.
Well, I mean, also, yeah, I call it they're beached whales. It's kind of ridiculous.
I seen that text like 6 times yesterday. Here goes another beached whale. I'm like, yep. But I'm thinking they'll eventually get that solved, but I'm still not a fan of that wheel. The cars look good, but that wheel and tire is just not cutting it. I think that needs to go away.
And the tire itself is holding up. I mean, we haven't seen any crazy blowouts or anything like that, but
right. But man, when you get a flat,
the rim's too big. It's
It
just
is.
too big. And with that diffuser, it just bottoming out. It just sits there like a beach
Metal
whale.
Mike, I'm not calling him out on this, but he sent me a text and he was, Metal Mike, I don't know. I think he just recently came back into the sport or maybe a newer fan, I don't know his whole situation, but he was talking about this is a tricky track today or something. It's the same track they came to 2 years ago. So
Mhm.
it's not the track, it's the car. It was the car.
It's the same track. Uh,
I mean, yeah, I know 2 years it's got a lot of age in progress, but not
And
that.
if you look at the spins in practice and qualifying as well as the race, the cars that spun out on their own, it was almost the same group.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So
I think
it's the same group of guys that spun.
it's
Like
the
literally.
guys. I think it's the guys who are used to the car being the big difference maker in controlling it versus the driver. But I mean, I don't know. There's something goofy with it. I just don't like how short that deck lid is with the rear quarter panels.
Yeah, Outlaw wants to know, can they run inner liners at every track so the tires don't go all the way down?
I
No, they
think
can't.
they ditched it because the tire's too small. The rim's bigger, the tire's too
Mhm.
small. There's probably like that much room inside the tire.
Yeah, there's less volume inside the tire to
Yeah,
hold an inner
one
line.
before it was probably like that, and now it's like that with the lower profile
I don't think
tire.
it would work either. And really quick, touching on Outlaw, he says Danny is so proud he is wearing that sweet hat instead of just displaying it. This is not the hat I want, but however, this is actually a really rare hat. Remember, I got it, Josh, at Martinsville and
Mm-hmm.
never saw it again. I want that in HendrickCars.com. Roger says, just spent 5 minutes saying what I thought, but here goes again. The tire issue can not be fixed. Done. I don't know. This guy's so mad again, he can't type straight. He says the only way to get back to the pits is by record.
I think they could put some sort of actuator with connected to the pistons of the shocks to maybe lift it up. I don't know, or start putting air ride on them.
Yeah. I just don't. I don't know. I'm tired of it because it's like you can just shut your eyes and say, "Well, that guy's got a flat. He's stuck." But I will say, a couple guys did get going. I seen two or
Yeah.
three, but it's almost like if you stop, then you're not going.
Oh, you're completely done. If you're on the bank, it's messed up. And then you see them. They got all four. They got flat tires. They're going down the track like that sideways. Like
All right, let's get into the topic of Xfinity. Boy, that was I thought, I had a good mindset. I was trying to think positive. I was saying though the Xfinity was going to steal the whole weekend until the end of the race, Sunday. That was a really really good race.
yeah,
In my
the
opinion.
Xfinity's been showing up, competing really well. I think it's a really balanced group of competitors this year.
Right.
Um,
They had the wind issue though, and they were talking a lot about that. That was affecting the cars going out. Justin
yeah, well,
Allgaier
guess
was
what?
fastest in
They
practice
weren't
though.
they weren't spinning out.
Right. So that's why I say that's not the group. That's not the racetrack. That was the that car. Back to that reference. Allmendinger was fastest qualifier though, and then
Yeah, and
Cole
then
Custer.
I
Uh,
it's crazy what some alliances and some funding and can do, and a driver can do for a team.
I think
Roger.
Colleague's quietly becoming an Xfinity super team, kind of like Junior Motorsports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what though. I want to say congrats to Bobby Daughter. I know the guy will probably never see this, but my God, that was awesome. I was really pulling for them. big time. Because, me and Roger, we go down a lot, and we've gotten to know Bobby really, really well on a more personal, balanced basis thing. Like, we walk in the shop, he knows us and everything. I can't wait to walk in the door and just pat him on the back and see him smile. I mean, that was their first win, too. Remember I asked you about it, Josh? That was their first win. I don't think he was at the track, though. I don't know. Like, I still never saw him.
I didn't see him. I mean,
you would think, though. I mean, he's
far away, though. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. They didn't leave it long enough either, and I think that's crazy. They don't never give the underdogs too much coverage, I guess.
They don't like it when an underdog team steals the show like that.
Right. But it is impressive when you get money and backing and alliance, and you got that driver like you were saying, and how that changed the roles, because you have Gray Gaulden, well, used to be, and then you had Ray Black and who else has drove for him?
Graff Jr., Joe Graff.
They're always mid to backpack drivers. So
I just don't like seeing the Cup guys in the Xfinity, though. I just don't like it.
It would have been better for a
regular,
yeah, for sure.
Even though Custer is a full-time Cup guy, I just don't look at him as like the Kyle Busch or the Kevin Harvick or Logano coming down and taking everything. Custer literally runs maybe one or two Xfinity races a year. So.
He's an underrated driver, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys feel about it, but you don't see many Custer fans. You don't hear much talk about him. Yeah, he wins a race that,
Yeah, but it doesn't help that Stewart Haas has kind of struggled the last couple of years too. But he got that win in his rookie season, at Kentucky, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that was also the same year that Harvick won 9 or 10 races. So that was a good year for Stewart Haas. Last year was horrible.
Right.
Roger
said earlier, I do want to touch on this. He says, I'm just getting started. Anybody see the engine compartment completely sealed where where does the heat go?
I didn't care because it was only happening in the Toyotas.
And then Outlaw says, is it just my eyes, or is the Busch cars faster than the Cup cars? I think they're faster right now. I really do.
I think the qualifying speed showed that they were faster, but if you think about it, the Xfinity cars now are basically the same or very similar to what last year and previous year's Cup cars were. I think there was just some engine displacement differences, or I don't know all the technical stuff, but there was differences. But I think this new car was designed to be slower because it's more of a handful. It's not. And that's something we can go back on, is it's more mechanical grip and not aero grip.
Yeah.
Right. Roger says, hey, Cole. I think he's done gone now, right?
Yeah, now he's playing with blocks.
Gotcha.
Attention span of a 4-year-old.
Right. Doesn't last long.
No.
Take it while you can.
But if they want ice cream and you say no, they'll remember that for the rest of the day. But
right.
I mean, no. Freaking crazy.
We all went through that stage, though. But going to the Xfinity race, though, looking at some stuff, how about that big fire with Landon Castle? That was kind of ironic. It's just a memory that stood out with the.
Yeah,
was that oil or whatever happened? I think it was oil.
I don't know. Justin Haley, the same thing happened to him last year at Martinsville while we were there. The friggin' fire in the pit road. That was really sweet to see, like being 10 feet away from the guys trying to put out a car fire. But
and Suarez had that fire at Martinsville in the spring after being in that crash.
Right. Yeah, I had actually forgot about that one, to be honest. Trevor Bain, though, let's talk about him. What a comeback.
Yep.
That was really bittersweet seeing him like that.
I thought he was going to win the thing.
I know. I mean, you could tell how excited he was just to climb back in a car and actually know that he had a chance going out to win with a competitive team. So
yeah, did you hear him in the pre-race? He He said out of the 7 races that he's going to be racing this year for Gibbs, he wants to win 5 of them.
Well, he
Yeah, I
didn't
did
make
hear
that
him
one
say
happen, so
that.
he got 6 more chances.
Yeah. I mean,
That
that's
would be
a
awesome.
pretty crazy number, but I would say it'd be a success even if he won 1. Or if he, had some Daniel Hemrick luck and finished 2nd or 3rd all of the races, I still would consider it a success.
Right, definitely, for sure. And then we can't forget about the big Brandon Jones crash. Boy, that was rough. That was just out of the blue.
Well, it was crazy because Fox cut to that camera literally as it was zoomed in on those sand barrels, and you just see a big explosion. I'm like, oh no! I'm like, someone's car is gonna be split in half. I'm like, this is gonna be bad. And then the dust went down. But
my wife thought that there was something huge on fire in the pits. She was watching. What was that? And I'm like, I think there's a car in there somewhere. But did you see the people grabbing the barrel? I think I was texting Tim Mosey. He had messaged me and said, "Wow, what a wreck!" And he's like, "I wonder what they're going to do with that barrel." I'm like, "Well, I'm pretty sure if you were in the pit, you could probably go grab a piece of that if you really wanted to." And literally 5 minutes later, they're on the camera with these people grabbing pieces of the barrel. I'm like, "Geez."
that was like when we were at Martinsville. We were just standing there and they throwing tear-offs, literally hitting us in the feet with tear-offs.
I can't believe that.
Danny's like, hey, you want that tear-off? Put it in your bag. I'm like, the heck am I going to do with a tear-off? It was from Justin Allgaier's car, but I'm like, I literally have no use for a tear-off.
I was just questioning you because I'm like, I don't know when he might get back in the pits. I don't know what he wants.
Well, and then the pit guy, at an hour later, the pit crew guy came over and just threw it right in the garbage can.
Well, remember the what was that? I think it was a back clip or something I asked for, and then that person said, "Yeah, see me after the race," and then that person just randomly walks by and picks it up. I'm like, wow, what a thief. They didn't even ask. At least I asked, but but yeah, overall it was a really good race. They had 3 overtimes too. I didn't think the race was ever going to end.
I didn't think it was going to end either.
It was really dramatic, though, at the end, for sure. Like I said, I thought that one was going to steal the whole weekend because I didn't have high hopes, with the Cup guys.
Well, you mentioned that the 3 overtimes that they have. I think that really ruined Anthony Alfredo's chances because he kept heat cycling the tires because he had the new tires.
I forgot about that situation.
Yeah, I forgot about that too with the new tires.
He was gunning for it though.
But he gave it his all.
Overtimes, for sure. And then I just think he was just overdriving. Period. He was trying.
Well, it put him on the same level as the used up tires after about 5 laps. Mm-hmm. So it had to stay green or just one green white checker overtime. But yeah, that could have worked out for him. But
yeah, really. It could have. It would have been something. I mean, I like Anthony. He's a really nice guy. I've seen him several times. Every time I've seen him, he's always been nice. Like I said, it's always good to see those, underfunded teams do a little thing. So I just can't wait to see Bobby. I can't stress that enough. I can't wait to walk in the door.
I know it's crazy. When I was down there with you guys, we just walk right in the shop door. We're walking through the shop to the left, just right into his office. Just
and I mean, you're the one to vouch for it. The guy definitely knows who we are. So, but I mean, I'll say it again. I've said it before. I love going to those smaller teams better than I do walking into those bigger ones because you get to know the people. They appreciate you coming in the door. And
I like and appreciate the bigger teams memorabilia and their history and the trophies and the cars they have there. But when you walk into a smaller funded team shop, it's literally you're just walking into a mechanic shop and you're like, hey, what's up, guys? Oh, wow, you build the car. Oh, you're right there.
You would have had a fit when we walked through the whole organization over there at Young Motorsports. I just walk in there anymore like I own the place almost. I mean, geez. But Yeah, I can't wait. We're going to be going back down here in a couple weeks, so I plan on definitely going by a lot of the shops. I'm trying to get some hero cards. So I will tell you too, Octane, I know you got me that big batch. I got to repay you, so probably
Okay.
going forward, I'll be grabbing some at these shops here in the next few weeks or so. I
That's
haven't
cool.
forgot you. Like they
Nope.
literally did not have anything out though at Martinsville. Seriously, they had what Sheldon Creed, and those cards were sticking
They
together.
stuck together. Yeah.
So Octane, I did want to hit on that. That just popped into my head. I have
Oh,
not
no
been
worries.
taking all that stuff.
That was literally the only hero card that I
Yes.
saw.
Yeah.
Well, I think too, it was a thing where it's the thing where it was the end of the year. They weren't going to print any more up, I'm sure, for the last couple of races, with sponsors changing, drivers changing, and so forth. So it was just like, here, this is what we have left. This is what we'll give out. So
Right. Yeah. But I got you covered on that for sure.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Really quick though, Ryan Blaney and Joey Logano in the booth. I always got to talk about who was in the booth. What'd you think about that?
I thought it was good. I liked having teammates up there.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
Yeah. I'm not a Joey fan. You know that.
I know you're not. I mean, I've always been
all right.
I've always been a back burner supporter of Joey Logano.
We know you're a front runner supporter though of Rowdy. I don't give a crap what you say, dude. You're a closet Kyle Busch fan. I will say it every week if I have to here. Metal Mike's a Logano fan, so we'll give him credit for that one. But
now, I did read an article today online that talked about the Logano and Blaney, and I didn't catch it during the telecast, but apparently Blaney was upset because he wasn't in the promo for the next day's race.
Really? I think they were making a joke about it. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was a for real thing. Because after they said it a couple times, because Logano is just like kind of poking some fun at him, like, "Hey, why aren't you in there?" And Blaney's like, I'm right there. You can see me in Bubba's glasses reflection."
Heck yeah, Roger. I like that. I think Mark Martin should be in the booth. Heck yeah. I love that guy. I really do. I love Mark. I always have. That was my dad's favorite guy. And I don't know. Mark's just awesome every time I've met him. So he likes to take time with the fans and everything.
He seems very genuine.
He is. They were telling him at the Hall of Fame, don't sign. What does Mark do? He grabs his pen out of his pocket and starts signing. He was already ready for it. So, very nice guy, though. Blaney as dry as toast, he says. I mean, everybody has their own opinion. I like the guy, though. I really do. I think Blaney's awesome. I was looking for something. It's off subject. I think I took a photo of it.
I miss him looking like a caveman. Yeah.
So, off topic from NASCAR, because we're right at 7:30. Guys, we're going to start having this show to be just an hour long. We got to cut back. I mean, it's only 25 minutes, but I think it would run better at an hour. How about some SRX talk? If you guys didn't see, they introduced a lot of the drivers. Did y'all see that?
Yeah.
I seen a thing. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying I caught Ryan Newman as one of the added drivers. So.
Right. They released a thing. Now, this is a few weeks ago, but I forgot to talk about it. I think, what would have that been? Yeah, it wouldn't have been. Maybe it would have been last week. But they released a little thing here talking about some of the IndyCar lineup guys. It looks like Paul Tracy and Marco are running all 6 races. And then Kanan will be at Stafford. Elliot will be at South Boston, Stafford, and Nashville. Francis Jr. will be at Five Flags in South Boston, and Joseph will be at Nashville. So I thought that was interesting.
None of those guys are going to be in Ohio at Sharon?
Well, PT, Marco, and who is RHR? I'm not. That's
Ryan Hunter Ray.
There we go. Yeah. Those they'll be running all 6. So Paul Tracy, Marco, and Ryan Hunter Ray is going to be there.
I wonder, they might have some big name fill-ins then at that race.
It looks like Biffle's coming back too, right? I think he's running full time. I think.
Yeah. I'm not mad about it, but it's really fixing to be a league of NASCAR versus IndyCar is what it's seeming to start leaning towards.
Right. I off subject too, to stay on the SRX. I seen a forum that someone was talking about. They were in talks of diecast. They were wondering, are they going to make SRX diecast this year? And it's kind of mixed emotions. They've talked about it, but with the renderings, and they're planning on maybe changing the car around here the next season. It would kind of be silly for them to do it up. But I would still want the original body, and then if they changed it, you could have that. But I guess it may be too much money tied up in the prototypes and all that work that goes into them. I don't know the whole situation.
Yeah, Newman's running full time, right? They announced he was running all 6. So yeah, Roger, he'll be at South Boston.
Yeah, he'll run South Boston. Yep. Yeah, I got to talk with Roger. I got to see if I can't get him an account made up on that thing that I got, because I'm trying to get us the pit passes, but I don't know how that's going to work. Hopefully,
did you say Helio is running South Boston?
Yes.
Can I send you that piece?
Yeah, it ain't that big, right?
Yeah, it's like maybe that. It's the size of like a trading card, basically.
Yeah.
That would be pretty sweet, because that was from his car. So
right, it was the red stripe, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I'm really excited with SRX this year. I enjoyed it last year. Octane obviously went to the one race, so he had me jealous last year.
I'm still heartbroken about it a little bit, but
you'll get over it. I'll just send you a picture of me and Roger standing down there. So, all right, into the Cup Series. What do you guys overall? I think that was a good race. At first, it was kind of bland, but it turned out near the end. It really did. It lived up to its hype, especially with that last restart. I didn't know who was going to win it. Heck, I thought Suarez was coasting off into victory lane for Trackhouse.
Yeah, he had the lead with 2 laps to go.
Yeah,
like he stole that. Man, I thought he was gonna win that, but his car was just a little off.
right.
Because you can tell. Well, another thing about Eric Jones and Suarez, they were not running the top like the other guys.
No.
Which tells me their cars probably were a little on the looser side. They didn't want to get in the wall. But, man, if they could have went up against the wall, I think they would have had the fastest cars, because they were able to keep up with them running a lot lower.
Well, what they were talking on there, they were talking like some of those guys were so nervous to run the wall. Like they weren't used to running the high side, so to speak, like a Tyler Reddick or a Larson. Those are the kings of riding the wall, obviously.
But I also get it too that they're running in the top 5, and they're like, man, I don't want to hit that wall.
That feels like a win to those teams,
right? But
and I can't say that I'm not saying go 43 either, because I like seeing that 43 out front.
I love seeing it lead some laps, man. It was great.
I would love for them just to win another race. I mean, it's Octane. I'm going to tap into your historian page for a minute. When was the last time 43 went to victory lane? I don't know right offhand.
It would probably be 99 with Johnny Andretti at Martinsville.
Yeah, I remember that race, but I didn't realize. My God, it's been that long.
1999.
Yeah.
Holy.
We'll run down the drivers that they've had since then. Jeff Green didn't win. Christian Fittipaldi didn't win. Bobby Labonte didn't win. Bubba didn't win. Oh, and
Almirola.
Wait. Almirola won 19 in Daytona.
Yeah.
Or 2015 at Daytona.
Yeah.
14.
Was that the rain shortened?
Yes.
Yeah. So there you go.
But yeah, because I remember.
I don't play those rain shortened games. I don't consider that the win. But still, it is. It goes in the book. So there you go.
Yeah, because when we were at Petty, they had like a whole shrine of Almirola there.
Right.
Well, because it was the 30th anniversary of Petty's 200th win.
Right. Yeah, I remember now. That goes back into those number games again that you always talk about. Those are just, they amaze me. Yeah, they got it right here. It says Amarola 2014 Coke 400. That's right. Yep. I'd love to see Eric get a race, though, under his belt, win with Petty, for sure. He's been their best driver. I think he fits well with Petty. I really do.
Yeah, I think if they can work things out pretty well, I think he could be there a long time. I feel like he fits the mold really well.
And this new alliance really looks to be,
Yeah.
I mean, we can't judge it by one race, but they looked really strong all race long. And I feel like if Tyler Reddick wouldn't have had that flat.
Oh, he's running away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the deal? Did they ever say why Byron went up into him like that, or did he just get loose?
He got loose.
Yeah.
Right.
They showed a replay. They showed the replay from the turn 2 speed cam, and you can see Byron just got loose and just slid up into him. He had no weight over
one of those, and then gotcha. Well, we got to talk about Kyle Busch. Man, what a terrible day that Rowdy had. Man, I wouldn't want to bother him. No way. When he got out,
I know they're competitors and everything, and they probably get mad when they don't do good. But can't you just open up your banking app on your phone and look at the balance in your account and not be mad? I don't know.
Good point. But that kind of goes back to the whole not being able to move your when your tire goes flat. Several guys in that race got their race screwed out from under them and went multiple laps down because of those tires.
Oh yeah, Christopher Bell's wife was trashing NASCAR on Twitter.
I don't have that. So I didn't see all that. What did she say?
She's like, NASCAR, you need to get this right. I can't believe it. You knew this was a problem. Blah, blah, blah. People's races shouldn't be ruined because of flat tires.
It shouldn't. Especially when it's it's not something that's their fault. This is a part. I know we could sit here and talk about this stupid crap all night long, but it's a part on NASCAR. It's just, I'm hoping they can figure it out. And I did see, thinking the wheel situation, there was no penalties handed out. Did you guys see that?
From Daytona?
Yeah, from I think it was Penske and RFK. There was no penalties on that.
Yeah. I don't know. Outlaw makes a good point too about Kurt Busch. Back to front, back to front, back to front. Yeah.
I read something that they said, was it Kurt? I think it might have been Kurt. He had the most passes, green flag passes throughout the race.
Oh, yeah, because he went to the back after every pit stop.
Racing is not supposed to be predictable. Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure. But there was a lot of stuff that went down. I mean, you had Chris Buescher. I got him. He had a flat. He didn't make. He did make it to the pits, though. I did notice that. He was one of the very few, and I think Brad made it to the pits that one time. I think Byron had issues. Bubba, he was into the wall. This is all subject, and I think I messaged you guys. I love the national anthem. I know you said you like the singing parts, but dude, that was sick. That was sick. What do you think, Octane? How did you like it? I know I kind of touched bases with you there. You said you kind of liked it.
I mean, I didn't hate it.
Right. I don't know.
I just like it when they sing it.
I don't know. I'm a big guitar guy. I like when they do all that stuff. That was awesome. But Cindric's on a tear. I got to do that too. He was a surprise pole winner. I mean, I know we're kind of backtracking, but I did fail to mention that too. I know Metal Mike, he was all over that. He loved seeing Cindric. That's one of his guys do that. But that was a pretty crazy race there at the end. I just can't believe that how everything transpired over. And then of course we all know the outcome was Kyle Larson winning. But we got to talk about Chase Elliott. I've kind of put this off long enough. Man, what a childish, I don't even want to say it, just jerk. That's all I'm saying.
He's big baby.
I mean,
Well, you think about it. He did the same thing at Bristol with Harvick back in the fall last year, and then the same thing in the spring race at Bristol last year on dirt with, or was it on dirt with Logano? Or no, it was the year before the spring race with Logano that he took him out, where whatever the to-do between those two was, and Chase was upset about that. So his true colors kind of come out when he gets bumped a little bit.
I just don't get how he's the most popular driver. I really don't understand.
last name Elliot. Period. Seriously. Period. But I apologize, Josh. We all kid around here, but I can't really say much because he done that to Harvick at Bristol last year. Yeah, my guy went on to win the show, so I was happy about that. But then I'm sitting here complaining because
your guy won both instances,
right? But
but I am wearing my Kyle Larson hat. So.
Yeah, I seen that. I love it. But I was like, he's spinning out on purpose. And I was just so pissed off. I was like, man, whatever. I lost a lot of respect for him, though. That's childish. He's trying to change the outcome of the race, and that just stuck him Swift in the butt because Larson still won the race. So, And then I did see the post media. Did you guys see the video that they were talking, Cliff and Larson? He was asked, did he see him and all that? And he said, no, he didn't see him. It wasn't his fault. I think it was the spotter's error. I don't think Larson's not going to do that on purpose.
I know. And Elliot's kind of got to understand that it didn't seem intentional. I mean, if something doesn't seem intentional, especially it's your teammate, I mean, come on, like.
Well, I give you guys something to watch from last year, because look at the distance between Logano's car and Larson's car yesterday. When Logano started to move up, I think Kyle reacted to Logano moving up, and then Elliot just happened to be right there. Now go back to was it last year at Darlington when Kyle Busch and Chase got together near the end of the race? Was that last year, or was that
2020? Because you got Chase with the meme with his middle finger.
Okay. Go back and watch that. And this is the thing that everybody says about how Kyle spun him out intentionally. Is everybody watches, you watch the obvious, you watch Kyle and Chase's cars come together. But if you really go into detail in that and look at the distance between the car that was behind Kyle Busch, which was Kevin Harvick, and the car that was in front of Chase at the time, which was Denny Hamlin, look at those relative distances between those two cars, and that will tell you the real story.
Right. And, why is it seems like everything here lately that's dramatized has got Chase Elliott's name written on it? Are y'all thinking about that too?
It's all, sir. It's just either he's a magnet or he's a crap starter.
Yeah,
I take option number 2.
Chase Elliott fans watching, I mean, I'm sorry if we're upsetting you, but I mean, right now I've got off the Chase. I got a 124 down there now, but. Man, I don't really even want the car it's just not because he done it. It's just, I don't know. It kind of is, but it kind of ain't. Then that's
if anyone wants a Chase Elliott autograph 124, coming to eBay very soon.
I think we'll have to think about it. But it's according to how it turns out, because I do like that car. That was a slick looking car, for sure. But I don't know. I mean, that's a teammate. So I'd love to have been at the team meeting this week. Wouldn't you love to have been the fly on the wall?
That would have been a very, very interesting meeting, or what Gordon has to say too, now that he's part of that management role.
Exactly. And then
that happened between Gordon and Johnson too.
Right. And
I mean, there's no avoiding it though. Eventually, teammates are gonna go up against each other. It's just gonna happen. I mean,
you can buy it from me, Roger. You can buy it. BUY. Jesus Christ. You can.
and
also
if you don't BUY it, you could BYE it.
Right. You can also give me a Gran Torino that you also have signed by Petty and Inman. I will take that. Outlaw says he doesn't like Chase. Yeah, he likes it. All the Hendrick guys, I think, minus Chase. And I know you said, Octane, you're not the biggest Chase Elliott fan, correct?
No, I've never. It's kind of weird with the way that my experience as a fan has been. When I first started watching NASCAR in the mid '80s, for some reason, Bill Elliott was the driver that I really didn't like. There's never like a head and shoulders driver that I like above everybody else, but there always seems to be one that I don't like more. So Bill Elliott was that guy for a long time. Then Bill starts cutting down to a part-time schedule at the end of 2003. And then all of a sudden, here's Jimmy Johnson. So that became the next guy that I didn't like that much. Then as soon as Jimmy pretty much retires, now here's Chase filling that role. So I can't have a lifetime NASCAR experience without having somebody that I don't like.
With the exception of Dale Earnhardt Jr., because how can nobody like the guy?
Mm-hmm.
I've never been into Hendrick drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. I've never really cared for him.
But you're wearing that Larson hat.
Yeah. This was while he was unemployed.
You know, I gotta switch topics because this just came into my head and I know how I'll forget if I don't mention it. Matt Kenseth done a heck of a job in the booth. I enjoyed him. I don't know what you guys thought about it, but I loved it.
And I love that Fox forced him to interview Logano in car.
Oh, that was great.
You
Hey,
know,
prick.
they didn't want to talk. Yeah, they did not want to talk. You know, I'll never forget that day. I'm glad I got to live that in Martinsville because I got pictures of Joey. That's why I'm saying it was like Cinderella story for me. I'm snapping photos of Joey all pissed off, crying, hat up here like this. I loved it. Loved the whole 9 yards of it. And there's Cole making another appearance.
Yep.
I think him and Gray's gonna have to start their own little show. The toy show or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he done a really good job. Now next week, I wonder what Danica's gonna bring to the table. We talked
Dude,
about
she
that.
was so lame in the SRX. She better have freaking better notes, man. Like, good Lord.
Yeah. And she's doing more than one race, right? Isn't she
She's
doing
doing
a
like
couple?
3, I think.
I know she's doing the next 2, and then I don't know what the schedule is after that.
Yeah, I don't know. They're really like hard pressed on changing it up, which is cool, but man. And I finally figured out there for a second. I didn't think Mike Joy was there, but I think, like you said, Josh, he's not doing all that running around.
He's not running around.
I always like Mike though. He's awesome. Very, very awesome guy. Going into next week, you know, we're talking Vegas. I'll go ahead and say it. I think Larson comes back, goes 2 for 2, and gets another Vegas win. He's really good at that track. What do you guys think?
I would agree with you, but Harvick, I'm going Harvick. I mean, he's good on the West Coast swings. His entire career, he's been good on the West Coast. And Vegas, yeah, I mean, it's a tough pick, but I mean, I'll go with Harvick, I guess.
Yeah, it's funny how we're choosing our guys, but that's okay. I mean, so you think? What do you think, Octane? Who do you got?
I think Kyle Busch wins. I think he's had a couple of just flat performances these first 2 races. I think he's starting to get a grip on the car, and having practice and qualifying will be advantageous to him because he's kind of had a couple of rough seasons the last 2 years without having practice and qualifying. I think being in front of his hometown crowd and having practice and qualifying, that'll be a big boost for Kyle Busch. So I think Kyle Busch walks away checkered flag Sunday.
It'd be great too, because I mean that's hometown crowd. Like, you know, we all know they that's obviously there's probably a lot of Kyle Busch fans in that area, as well as Kurt Busch. That would be awesome to see them. I would love to see him win. There's several guys I'd love to see win. Speaking of Larson backpedaling, I will say this here on the channel. You know, I was happy to see him win yesterday, but man, I also didn't like seeing him win because if he goes,
I'm tired of you complaining about your driver winning.
Like, it's hard. Y'all understand it from a collecting aspect. Maybe everyone doesn't. You know, I'm trying to collect his cards, and these people are just going crazy. Which that's with anything that's going to happen. But geez, if he goes on another tear this year, it's going to be like I'm going to have to start. I can't get that. I can't get that unless I pull it.
Mike has a point too. He thinks a Penske driver will win, and I think that Penske driver would probably be Logano.
Yeah, he's been good at Vegas. Watch out too, because do you guys ever think about it? Pennzoil is the title sponsor, and then you get the driver that drives that. That's happened so many times before. So
It happened in the Xfinity race. It happened in Saturday at the Xfinity race with Cole Custer.
Yep. I mean, I think it's not. I mean, it's not intentional. I wouldn't think, but wow, it's ironic how that does happen from time to time. But you better buy all the Larson stuff now. If he gets 2 champs in a row, forget about it. Yeah, most likely. I seen the hero card, the 2021 hero card, go for $55 last week. The brand new one. It's crazy. It's insane. But I'm not going to buy one because I think I'll eventually find one. If I have to pay like $1, this guy that I know that has them, if he comes to Martinsville, I'll just get it or figure out a way or something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out a way to get back into Martinsville. I've already talked to you, Josh. I know you're going to miss it, but trying. I got a way to get me in for the Cup Series too, but I don't know if that's going to work out because I really want to get Gordon bad. That's my top goal. I don't think I've said that here on the channel. That's my top goal this year is to get that 2015 Martinsville race win autographed by Gordon.
I also saw that if you have a Cup pass, it's good for all 3 this year.
Really?
While they're on track.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's
like
the old days.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way it used to be. So heck yeah, I'm going to try and get that for sure now. So if I got that, I wouldn't even need what I need because that means if you got a Cup pass, you used to could just go in for the other races too. Can you do that now?
The way that it works is like last year for when we had the Indy passes, any day that the Cup teams are on track, your pass is good for that day.
So, but I don't know if we're touching on the same basis.
If Cup has practice before an Xfinity race, you're good.
So you can stay in there throughout.
If you leave and come, they probably won't let you come back in.
Right.
But I don't think they're going to actively kick people out.
Well, I never had any problems with going in and out. So,
okay.
Because I know up here at Indy, they have a sign that'll say what passes. And of course, this is going back to like when they had the hot pass, the cold pass, VIP, et cetera, et cetera. And there'd be certain times where if you had whatever pass, it didn't matter if the Cup cars had ran or not, you were good for that whole day. So I know like if Cup had one 30-minute practice session, it counted for that day. So you were good for anything Xfinity had for that day, at least, my experience.
Right. Is that some of your kinfolk there, Josh? I'm just curious.
That's my brother.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Go Matt Kenson. I didn't know the name. I'm like, I'm putting 2 to 2 together. I might make a fool out of myself. Gotcha. That's cool though. Good to see him here. But yeah, I'm hoping I can work my way in. I mean, I'll take the truck or whatever. I'm hoping that I can get back in with Tyler, but we got to see him first and talk to him. So Craig says, had the VIP passes for Daytona for Cup, they would allow entrance for all garages. Yeah, it's kind of, was that this year or last year? Because I don't know if he's talking about this year. It seems like everything's changed. Yeah. Maybe it's back to normal now. But we're about 5 minutes in. Closing remarks. I'm excited. So far, the season has proved itself, other than those little bugs that we've had with the cars. So going into next week, I can't wait. Hopefully we have another good race. What is it? The trucks are not back yet, correct? Just Xfinity and
I think the trucks come back in Vegas. Huh?
I was curious too.
I just looked. Hold on. I think
this year, Craig says.
Freaking hats. Yeah, they're back.
All right, so we'll have.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Yep, yeah, they are Friday.
Okay, so we got 3 races. Who do you got in the truck series then?
Man,
you
know, I'll go Matty D, man.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be.
Realistically, though, John Hunter name check.
Yeah, most likely.
I have to agree there, John Hunter, or who's in the 51? Is that rotating out, or is that Drew Dollar?
They're rotating that, but it might be Dollar this week.
It's hard to say no to Nemechek not winning, so yeah, I'll go with John Hunter.
Xfinity, Ty Gibbs. I'm just calling it because it's going to happen before long. We all know it. What do you guys think?
I think Noah.
Noah.
I was going to go.
Ty Gibbs is just standing out to me, but I got to go with my gut, I guess.
To me, Josh Berry's name just popped in my head. He won there in the fall, and I think he's going to be just as strong.
Yeah. I almost blurted his name out like without even hesitation, but then I was going to say Justin Allgaier, but then now no, I just feel like Noah. It's kind of like it seems like a Noah type track.
Right before we go off, for you Authentics collectors, it looks like the NASCAR Authentics Wave 11 has been supposedly leaked. I knew about Wave 11 like several weeks ago. I mean, I'll admit, guys, I know the stuff before it happens. I'm just under oath. I basically pleaded that I would never tell to this lady. She's so awesome at the Lionel store, but she'll tell me the stuff, and I'm just not allowed to say anything other than I'll tell Josh or something like that. But as far as telling it on the channel, I won't never do that. But Wave 11 20, it's not 2022, Roger. It's 21 still. Looks to be a good lineup. They got the Joey Gase, number 28 tribute to who was that? Davey Allison.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Jones Air Force car, Bubba Wallace Dr. Pepper, which is the chase piece. That's something I didn't know until I flipped it over and was looking at some of the other photos. Ty Gibbs with his first release, and I was hearing today on some guy's channel, he's a big diecast guy. He said that grab up all the Ty Gibbs because he feels like that's going to be one of his long cars that he gets in the Authentics line until he goes like cup racing. I don't know if that happens or not, but they're saying that car might hold value in the future, which we all know how speculation is.
Hey, Outlaw, can you do this, Danny? Jot down our picks.
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool.
Y'all have to text me again. I don't know. Yeah, well, I'll do that. I'll do it off the side. We'll do it. It's on YouTube now. What are you talking? Somebody made a video, evidently. And your brother says, I heard they're making the numbers on the car smaller to add more sponsorship. Is that true?
They shifted in the Cup Series, Jeremy. They shifted the numbers towards the front of the car. Because the rear ends are a lot shorter, so it gives more sponsorship there. You just Google a picture of 2022 car.
Right. All right, guys. It looks like it is 8 o'clock. Man, that hour flew by, which it always does. They say when you're having fun and enjoying, great conversation. But we will be back next Monday, recapping all 3 races from this coming weekend at Las Vegas. So I can't wait, and I'm really enjoying this with you guys. I noticed on our first 2, our pilot episode, as we call it, in episode 1, we averaged 140 views. I mean, that's pretty good.
That is good
for us, just kind of last minute thinking this out and just kind of getting started. So hopefully by the end of the year, I want to at least have, I will say this again, a NASCAR personality on here. That would be epic. It really would.
I think it's possible. I think it's
I think I can
completely
pull the
possible.
strings on somebody. For sure.
I'm wondering if we could even just see it Mike Harmon or
Dude, you gotta start out small to
or
a
a crew chief for like.
How epic would it be? I will say this much. We're doing this now and say, I don't know, if we keep this going for another year, say next year we're sitting here and I'm talking to Kyle Larson. Dude, I'd be a nervous wreck, but how awesome would that be?
How awesome would it be if for some reason or somehow we got lucky and this got big, we got press pass credentials.
Yeah, now that would be. I would not try and get autographs. I would literally do my job and go on. That would be sick, though. That would really be awesome. It would be. You just never know. So, but we're gonna head off, guys. I got 8:01. I tried to keep this at an hour, and that's what our plan is going forward. I know we ran it an hour and 25, something like that, the last two times, but. We're going to head off. Thanks so much, everybody. He says, Tyler, Danny, that's my plan. We're going to try and talk to him, Roger, so no worries there. But thank you guys for watching. And again, thank you, Josh and Octane. We're going to try and maybe eventually get it switched to where maybe Josh wants to host one or Octane. I don't know. Octane may want the viewership. I know you don't do much, Josh, on your channel, but Octane might want some views over on his channel. So we'll figure it out. But yeah. Everybody have a great week and stay tuned to our channels as we post stuff daily or whenever we post. And this is Danny and Grace and Josh and Octane. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.
See y'all.
Have a good one.